Hey Marauders, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is...
Mariska.
Actually, it's Mariska. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, but this video is going to be how I study and showing me studying for a few of my last exams. So the first thing that I do is I set up a nice atmosphere. I don't always do candles, but it was raining and I thought it would be nice. And look how cool this lighter is also. I mean, like, not as aesthetic as matches, but, you know, it works. And then I just put out all my stuff. I had a lot of things because I had 3 subjects to study for. But yeah, I just lay everything out on my desk. I think it's really important to have a good workspace because sometimes it's easier to get distracted if you're in the wrong mindset. So yeah, I put on comfy clothes and I had a cup of tea with my fuzzy socks. And here I'm just taking out my graphing calculator. I don't think I said yet, but the tests that I have were a math unit test, a science unit test, biology, yeah, and then the last thing was a final exam for my dual credit business course. So yeah, there's my formula sheet. My math test was first, so I studied that, and this was my work. So the first thing I do is always review the things that I got wrong. I made sewing patterns out of it, so that's why I had it digitally, but yeah, then I went through my book and I was trying to see the things that I needed to practice and all the pages where I missed the homework. Instead of rewriting my math notes, because that doesn't really work as well for this particular subject, I just write down all the things that I need to work on and all of the areas and skills that I'm less familiar with. I do this for every subject, but this is the most helpful for math. And then I just marked all the pages where I didn't do stuff, so me finishing my tea. And I tried to do some stuff from each area just to make sure it was very thorough. I also circled questions that I wanted to come back to and things that I needed to review. I noticed it was kind of late, so I just put away my candle and decided to come back to everything in the morning. Look at that, 7 in the morning. That was not the best transition, but there we go. Had all my stuff out again. No candle this time because I just didn't have as much time.
Bruh.
It's kind of been a while since I filmed this and I had all of my finals since then, but I decided to look at my business stuff because I think I had this the same day as the math test. And it was supposed to start basically right after I would get home from school, so I was just flipping through and finding all of the sections where I'd written the things that I got wrong because we did the quizzes virtually and the website just tells you the concepts that you found challenging. So I was just adding those to my list of things that I needed to study for this class. I had already sort of been studying this since before I started filming this video just because this was a more major test than the unit ones that I had. But usually what I would do is rewrite all of my notes. I didn't bother this time because there's just so much and it kind of didn't seem worth it because I keep having the unit tests anyways, so I didn't really have enough time to devote to just this. Plus, it was open book and this was an extra class, so I just kind of thought it would be fine. But usually what I would do is rewrite the notes and then I sort of recite them. So basically I just kind of try to memorize basically the whole point of some of the concepts, and then I just look away from the page and summarize it out loud, and then I look back and see what I know, because that way you're sort of not able to lie to yourself about how much you really understand, and I find that that really helps me. I didn't do this here either because there's just too many concepts, but I also used to make flashcards. I did this more last year, same with the rewriting the notes. Or sometimes instead I will just cover some of the notes and sort of ask myself a question about it. Like, For example, I could say, what is the bulb effect, and I have to describe it to myself. This is also a really good way to see how much you actually know because, of course, the best way to learn something is to teach it to someone else, and I didn't really have anyone to teach this to, but it kind of works the same way still, just without an audience. Once I've done the question and answer / reciting notes thing, I like to review my list again, change some things, add things, cross things out, and then I kind of repeat this process again. I didn't actually get to this point because, again, I didn't have that much time in the morning, but I did do some more studying later on, and I did feel fairly confident about this test, and that was actually correct because I did do pretty well. We had time to study in math class, so instead of doing math, I just studied the business stuff again. Here I'm highlighting concepts and stuff, and here was my math mark, so yeah. I did turn out to have a little bit of time after school, so I just made myself a quick iced coffee before I had my test. I don't really think I needed the energy. I honestly feel like caffeine doesn't affect me that much, but it tastes good and I like it, so yeah, it kind of made me feel businessy too. My whole concept of business used to be briefcases, which I feel like people don't even use, coffee, and meetings, and also memos. I used to love Dilbert. I was a weird child, but anyways, there's my coffee. Way more almond milk than like an acceptable ratio, but yeah. And now I'm about to take my test. One last sip of iced coffee beforehand, and here we go. And I'm done. After this, it was time to study for my biology unit test, which was the last test that I was studying for in this video. We had 2 quizzes beforehand that didn't count for anything, just to see how you were doing. But I was just reviewing my answers and, again, writing them on my list of things that I needed to review. And of course, really good, one of my favorite podcasts. I switched tabs after so I wasn't like watching. But yeah, here I am copying down a lot of my stuff and rewriting the notes because I feel like for science then it makes more sense to see the whole process again of how everything works because there's like photosynthesis and all that. And also my teacher had just such nice slides and stuff, so I kind of just used those instead of my actual in-class notes because it's very hard to read my messy like neon pink erasable pen. I'm honestly not sure what's happening here, but I guess I'm doing the reciting the notes thing. I don't know why I didn't actually say stuff out loud. I mean, I guess it was late here, but yeah, it's kind of awkward if I'm not talking, so you know what? I have nothing else to add to this point. You kind of know how my process works, so music time. It was too late to be worth studying anymore, so I went to bed. And here was my mark. Alright, that's the end of the video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I'm not even gonna enjoy my summer now because I was stupid and I signed up for a bunch of summer school and stuff, but it'll be fine. Clearly I have some kind of process, so if I can convince myself I'm an academia person, maybe I'll have fun with it. And I do want to learn physics. But anyways, yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. And yeah, see you next week, hopefully, because even though I have stuff going on, then I will still try to make time for YouTube because editing this and filming this reminded me how much fun it is, and I still do have a lot of things in the works, so make sure to stay tuned for that. So wait, is this like filter broken because the birds keep...
Is that part of it?
Okay, well, I'm gonna go get my second dose now, so bye!
I just want somebody to talk to.